Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something a little deeper, a topic that's woven into the very fabric of American identity, resilience. We hear this word all the time, right? American resilience. It conjures images of pioneers forging west, of communities rebuilding after a storm, of individuals pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. It's a powerful, inspiring narrative, and in many ways, it's true. There's an undeniable spirit of toughness and perseverance here. But I want to ask a question today. What's the cost of that resilience? What happens when the expectation to be strong, to bounce back immediately, becomes a mask we can't take off? That's what we're exploring, the untold stories beyond the mask of American resilience. Let's start by looking at what this idea of resilience really means in our culture. It's more than just bouncing back. It's often an unspoken command. Don't complain. Don't show weakness. Handle it on your own. From a young age, we're told stories of heroes who faced incredible odds and won, not through support, but through sheer individual will. Think about the lone cowboy, the self-made billionaire, the athlete playing through an injury. These are our cultural icons. This ideal creates an immense pressure to appear unfazed, to always have it together. We see it in the workplace, where taking a mental health day is still stigmatized. We see it in our communities, where asking for help can feel like admitting failure. We see it on social media, where everyone's life is a curated highlight reel of successes, with no room for the messy, difficult parts of being human. The problem is, life isn't a highlight reel. We all face struggles, financial hardship, personal loss, health crises, mental health challenges. These are universal experiences, yet the myth of rugged individualism tells us that these are personal failings to be hidden away. We put on the mask of I'm fine, while underneath, we might be struggling to stay afloat. This constant performance is exhausting. It isolates us when we need connection the most. It tells us our pain isn't valid unless we can overcome it silently and quickly. Let's talk about burnout. It's a word we hear a lot, but do we really understand what it is? It's not just feeling tired. It's a state of profound emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. And in a culture that glorifies the hustle and sees rest as a weakness, burnout is reaching epidemic levels. People are working longer hours, juggling more responsibilities, and all the while, they're expected to be passionate, innovative, and perpetually positive. This pressure to be a resilient worker means we often ignore the early warning signs of burnout. We push through the fatigue, the cynicism, the feeling of detachment because we believe that's what's expected. We tell ourselves to just be stronger, but you can't will your way out of burnout. It's a sign that the system, not just the individual, is broken. It's a sign that our definition of resilience needs to change. True resilience isn't about enduring endless stress. It's about creating environments where people can thrive without sacrificing their well-being. This brings me to a crucial point, the connection between this pressure and mental health. When we're taught that showing vulnerability is a weakness, where does the pain go? It goes inward. The expectation to be stoic and self-reliant can be a massive barrier to seeking help for conditions like anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Think about our veterans, our first responders, people we hold up as paragons of strength. They witness incredible trauma, yet the culture of toughness often prevents them from processing it in a healthy way. The statistics on mental health challenges in these communities are a tragic testament to the cost of this silence. And it's not just them, it's the student buried in debt, the single parent working 2 jobs, the caregiver looking after a sick relative. Every day, people are performing incredible feats of strength, but they're doing it in silence, convinced they have to handle it alone. This isolation is dangerous. It breeds shame and despair. It tells people that their struggles are unique failures rather than a shared part of the human experience. So, how do we begin to change this? How do we redefine resilience into something more compassionate and sustainable? I believe it starts with telling the real stories. It starts with creating spaces where it's safe to take off the mask and say, "I'm not okay," or "I need help." This isn't about rejecting strength or perseverance. It's about expanding our definition of it. True strength isn't about never falling. It's about having the courage to be vulnerable. It's about building communities that catch us when we fall, instead of expecting us to get up on our own every single time. Real resilience is collective. It's found in the friend who listens without judgment, the manager who encourages taking a real break, the community that rallies around a family in crisis. It's about celebrating a different kind of hero, the one who has the courage to ask for help. The one who admits they're struggling and, in doing so, gives others permission to do the same. This is the path to a healthier, more genuinely resilient society. It's about building systems of support, not just demanding individual toughness. It means advocating for better mental health care access, for workplaces that prioritize employee well-being, and for a culture that values rest as much as it values work. Let's think about what we can do in our own lives. We can start by being more honest with ourselves and with the people we trust. We can check in on our friends and ask them how they're really doing. When someone shares their struggle with us, we can listen with empathy instead of offering easy solutions. We can challenge the hustle culture narrative and champion the importance of rest and recovery. Let's normalize the conversation around mental health. Let us make it as easy to talk about seeing a therapist as it is to talk about going to the gym. These small, individual acts ripple outwards, slowly changing the cultural tide. The story of American resilience is a powerful one, but it's incomplete. It's time to add the missing chapters, the stories of vulnerability, of interdependence, of collective care. It's time to build a new kind of strength, one that doesn't require us to hide our humanity, but to embrace it. A strength that finds its power not in isolation, but in connection. Thank you so much for joining me for this important conversation. If this resonated with you, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue this discussion. And if you found value in this video, please consider liking and subscribing for more content that goes beyond the surface. Take care of yourselves and each other. See you next time.